Kneecap is the new movie by Rich Peppiatt. This premiered at Sundance earlier this year, where it premiered under the Next section and won the main prize. It also had appearances at Tribeca and South by Southwest this year, and this focuses on a real rap band called Kneecap. They just released a new album called Fine Art, which I didn't listen to. We follow Liam and his friend Noyce, who are two young men living in Belfast. They are pushing drugs and doing drugs themselves. They result in antic after antic. The law is kind of on their back. Michael Fassbender appears here as Noyce's father, who is on the run. He has been for like the past 20 years. Despite all that, this father has bestowed such an influence on these two guys. He taught the both of them to speak their Irish language, which is something getting drowned out in their culture more and more as the years go by. And these two young guys get intertwined with this Irish teacher and translator named JJ. And after an instance connecting Liam and JJ, the three of them all meet and they become a rap collective called Kneecap. And they're rapping very much like F the establishment, I'm taking drugs, I'm going against orders, I'm sticking to what I know. Like rock and roll stuff, basically. I would say that the line of fiction and real life is blurred quite often on this movie. Some of it felt very personal, and then other times it felt like they were building something for the dramatics of a movie, especially everything with Michael Fassbender in it. I'm sure that was a real thing, but they kind of movie starred out on it. This movie has a really snappy and accelerated and in-your-face type of editing, a lot like Edgar Wright's. And with this being like a music movie, I don't know, I kind of thought of somebody like Mikhail Gondry. There's a lot of dizzying drug sequences and really a pace of its own. A lot of it could be very creative. There's a claymation sequence that is awesome on this movie. Also, good practical effects. Characters get in fights in this movie and it looks realistic. It looks painful. Obviously, Ireland's culture is far different than America's, but I was wondering often, what time is this taking place in? Because yes, it is like an iPhone generation. Kneecap's success has to do with a random person streaming it on their phone, but there is no real inclusion of social media on this movie. And Kneecap is a very illegal band. Like, their presence attracts police and they're often throwing powder on stage, and yet they happen to play at big venues throughout the movie. Like, I understand them getting pretty big and stuff, but I don't know, I kind of would have liked exactly how they found themselves on those stages. And going back to the very kinetic editing, sometimes this movie just had to slow down. Like, it was a sugar rush from beginning to end, and you know, when they're rapping, they're putting all these captions in random places on the screen with like the English translation of what they're saying, and I don't know, just sometimes it was just too much. I like just wanted this movie to take a seat, like chill out for a while. And the acting here, it's all fine. I mean, Michael Fassbender is never bad. Like, he is great here, and his presence definitely elevates this movie in some way, because you could tell from the other leads, while there are decent, they are also non-actors. And the music itself, it's fine. I'm a little indifferent towards it, just not really my thing. I don't know if the right word is self-indulgent, but I don't know, this movie just kind of has this aura that it is like the coolest movie in theaters right now. Like, thumbs up to you, audience, you made it into the coolest movie playing right now. Isn't it so cool? I don't know, I thought it was alright. And I'll leave it at that. I would give this a 6.8. Kneecap is now playing in select theaters, and it is released by Sony Pictures Classics. Thank you for watching.